we're gonna go. Kino, we did it, bro. We did it, Kino. It's unbelievable, that sweet kick, Kino. Kino, he's happy. Kino is happy today, ladies and gentlemen. He's happy. He's a happy man. Let me see what it said here. We're coming up. Good day. Good day to you too, Achilles. Good day to you. Good day. So we got that there. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain. She'll be coming around the mountain. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. Da-da-da. Da-da-da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Let me see this over here. Hey, Kino, we got some good light. Oh. It's your money. You know it. It's your money. You do whatever you want with it. I'm just here to tell you what I believe you should pay for it. That's all. That's all. Some people. It's dead. It's dead. I'm telling you, it's dead. Wait till you hear the watch market update I have for you guys today. It's going to blow your socks off and blow your hair back. Unbelievable. Make a little water, a little water here. Those cockroaches could never bother me. As a matter of fact, I'm the one that does all the bothering. Believe me, believe me. Believe me. So, okay, let's get a little water here. Let's get ready for the boys, Let's get ready, Kangaroo hat, that's right. That's right. Okie, so let's get this here. We'll put this here. And we're ready to go. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back once again to the greatest watch market update show. Unbelievable but true, but ladies and gentlemen, we are the greatest watch market update show in the world. And we are going to prove it to you today that we are. Sweet Kid Kino is sitting here today with me. Sweet Kid Kino has done a lot of research and a couple of topics that he would like me to, share with you people out there. And it's unbelievable. We've done something, ladies and gentlemen, that it's unbelievable, what we've done in this channel. I don't know if a lot of you are aware, but let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. To get a subscriber to subscribe to your channel, it's almost impossible. And we've done it in a way that it is unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. You got to hear this because this is an unbelievable feat. Kino's unbelievable. He's the brains behind this channel. I'm the voice. But ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to believe this. This channel on this Palm Sunday, I wish all of you a beautiful Palm Sunday. I wish all of you had a nice Palm Sunday. I sure did, dude. We made it somewhere that it is unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. We reached a milestone of no other than we reached 8,000 organic watch channel subscribers, ladies and gentlemen. 8,000. You guys don't know about that. But reaching 8,000 organic watch channel subscribers is unbelievable. It is an unbelievable feat. We know people that are in the branding world, marketing world, social media world, and they have told us that 8,000 organic watch channel subscribers. It is the equivalent of 800,000 fake channel subscribers. We have 8,000, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody would ever believe that. People thought we were going to be out of here, out of the air, no more. But sweet kid Kino, this is to Kino. Kino went like this to me. 8,000 organic watch channel subscribers, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. And I want to thank Kino, this is for real. I want to thank all my recovering tomato cans who have stuck around with us. You know, we know that you have been recovering from being a tomato can. And I know you've done a good job. And we got you here now in this channel. The truth. This is the truth in this channel. Unbelievable. 8,000 organic watch channel subscribers. You know, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, all those channels that you see out there, you know, that they have 10,000 subscribers. At one moment when they started, they purchased, I'm telling you, they purchased 5,000 bots subscribers. You know, 5,000 they purchased. We have never purchased not even one subscriber. And I challenge anybody out there to go undercover and go take a look and find out if we have purchased one subscriber. No es aquí, no. Nunca. Nosotros somos la verdad. Estos son los lambones. Son los lambones. Ustedes son lambones. Lambones. We're number one. And we're happy. One more blow for you guys. And we went to the zoo today. Unbelievable, but true. Unbelievable. I was in the zoo today, ladies and gentlemen. You're not going to believe this, but I was in the zoo today. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all of you, my, recovering tomato cans for sticking around with this organic watch channel. I want to thank all of you from the bottom of my heart. Sweet Kid Kino as well wants to thank you. Kino, ven para acá para que le diga algo a esta gente. No tengan miedo, brother. Ven para acá, brother. Ven a hablar con ellos. Porque son buena gente. Kino doesn't want to come over. He's scared. You know it, Damon. We're number one. 8,000 organic watch channel subscribers. But ladies and gentlemen, let me say something to all of you. I have told many of you that when Sweet Kid Kino reaches the amount of 10,000 organic watch channel subscribers, I will kish. You know what kish is? If you don't know what the word kish is, you Google it, because I'm not going to tell you, and neither is Sweet Kid Kino. We're not going to tell you. But I'm telling you, I still have a long way to go because, to reach 9,000, it takes us like a whole year to get there, No, shave it down. I said it wrong, like 6 months it takes us, So you still have a while to go with me here, So I just want to keep on giving you information so you guys get smarter, when you're purchasing watches and you don't get burned and you don't get flim-flam and you don't get fleeced by these hucksters and hoodwinks who have been preying on your 401k and on your children's tuition money for too long. But you got to be happy that you have Sweet Kid Kino. Kino es la verdad que es bravo. We don't want to see you no more getting the logo. We don't want to see you getting no more the logo, ladies and gentlemen, right? No more. I'm telling you what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel happy today. I feel real happy. I mean, you're not going to believe, but I feel happy. I want to just say something in a serious note, ladies and gentlemen. They say that in the United States of America, they say that 50% of the population, listen and learn. I'm only going to say this once. Listen and learn. They say that the population of the United States of America, 50% of the population, does not know what a tariff is. Tariff, ¿verdad? Tariff. What that guy over there, from China, charging tariffs, all that good stuff, the boogie guy, the boogeyman. And I want to come clean and tell you this. I'm one of those 50% that didn't know what a tariff is. That's right. It might surprise you, but it's the truth. Me and Sweet Kid Kino, we did not know what a tariff was. But we started Googling and we found out what it really is. And ladies and gentlemen, I got to tell you something, what's fair is fair. And we must play fair, around the world, with all these things that are going on with tariffs. And I want to just say something, ladies and gentlemen. Like, let's say India, right? India, the country of India. India produces over there Harley Davidsons, the motorcycle, motorcycles. And they charge a tariff to the United States of 100%. Unbelievable, but true. 100%. Those Indian people over there, they make Harley Davidsons and they charge, and motorcycles, and different motorcycles, and they charge 100% tariff into the United States. If they produce cars, it's 150%. I'm doing this because there are a lot of people out there that don't know what a tariff is. And Kino wrote it down for me so I can explain it to you guys so you know what a tariff is. This is, I'm always dropping knowledge in this channel, helping you guys out. So we have another country like Switzerland, and they produce, chewy chocolates, and goodies and watches and all that good stuff. And they charge us between a 31 and a 39%, for the chewy chocolates and all that good stuff, Unbelievable chocolates those people make over there in Switzerland. Unbelievable. And they charge you probably a 39% on the watches. And that what's right is right. What's right is right. And then you have Ireland, Ireland. Thank you very much, Damon, for that super chat. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. It really helps out the channel. Thank you so much, Damon, for that super chat. So you have Ireland. Ireland charges a 25% for, bourbon from Kentucky. Bourbon, I don't know that. The alcohol, 25%. It's unbelievable. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say this now because, I have a lot of friends from this country, a lot of beloved friends that I care about. But we have a country which is one of our closest allies. One of our closest allies. Unbelievable. And ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to believe this when I tell you this. But this country, which is a very close ally of ours, charges us a 298% for butter. You heard that right. Butter, mantequilla. Butter. You put in the sandwich, butter, your toast. Your English muffin, English muffin. ¿Cómo se llama eso? A ti te gusta mucho English McMuffin. A 298% they charge a tariff to the United States of America. It's unbelievable. And ladies and gentlemen, on milk, la leche, milk, baby milk, for quick chocolate, chocolate milk, quick. They charge us a 270% tariff. It's nothing bad. It's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's fine, And everybody else around the world wants to sell to the U.S. and not pay any tariff. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm making sense or not. I mean, you guys help me out. You guys are real smart. You guys are smarter than me and Sweet Kid Kino. But they want to sell to us, from around the world. They want to sell to us and not pay any tariff. So that new guy that's in the White House, the guy in the White House, that new guy. Let me just say this, people, because we're confused here. I don't care about no political party. Red or blue, blue or red. To me, they're the same thing. Las dos son dos gonorreas. Dos gonorreas. But in this case, this guy is talking something that makes kind of sense, you know? And this guy is saying now, the new guy in the White House, he's saying, if you don't charge me no tariff, I don't charge you no tariff. That's what he says. But in reality, that can happen because, it just can't happen because how can I say, ¿cómo se dice eso? La vida, the economy of those countries will die. They need to charge. They need to charge tariffs, they have to, because la situación se jode, se jode. So in some way, that's what I understand that tariffs are for, to help each other's country with their, economy and make it better, and, they can live better and all that, all that stuff, An example, I'm from Puerto Rico, right? I said it wrong. My parents in Puerto Rico, my two parents were born in Puerto Rico. I was born in New York, but I believe that I'm Puerto Rican, right? And 98% of the goods that enter Puerto Rico, we don't produce nothing in our island, so we have to import everything. Again, we do not produce nothing in Puerto Rico, so we have to import everything. And it's 98% of what we import. 98%, And this guy in the White House wants to make the dollar go a little longer, last a little longer. We can buy things, make things better for us in Puerto Rico, Your interest rates will drop, your mortgage payments in your house will drop, your car payments in your car will drop, and so on and so on, So this is the reason why I'm trying to tell you guys about tariffs, so you know what's going on. I mean, there's a lot of things going on. And then you got the gentleman from China, and the guy from China, he's unbelievable. He's playing hardball. I mean, listen, we're going into a Cold War, here now. I don't know if you guys know this, but we're going into a Cold War with that country over there in China. I'm telling you. And things are going to just hit the fan, It's going to hit the fan. Things are going to go crazy. And he's charging 100% tariff, 110, 115, 125%. And it's unbelievable because what's true is true. Man, let me tell you, a lot of things that come into the United States of America comes from China. It's unbelievable. But I believe that these guys, the gentleman from China, that guy, I call him the boogeyman, the boogeyman from China, and this gentleman from the White House here, they need to get an agreement because things, are going to get nasty. Those factories in China, they're empty. That's what Sweet Cake Kino told me. No así, Chino? No así? Sweet Cake Kino went like this to me. Unbelievable. The factories in China are empty, So there's no movement going around, ladies and gentlemen. So we need to, come to some kind of an agreement to make better things for us, happen in our country. Estamos jodidos. La situación está mala, muchachos. There's no money. There's no hay pasta. There's no money. No hay pasta, no hay cuarto, no hay chero, no hay chavo. La situación está jodida, no hay plata. Things are bad out there, ladies and gentlemen. And the watch market, as you know, is getting worse and worse and worse, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you guys want to believe it or not, the watch market is getting worse by the day. Nobody is buying watches. That's right. The recession. Somebody's saying recession is going to finish off. You know that? Unbelievable. I mean, I'm telling you, things are bad out there. But when you hear all these things that, everybody's charging the United States of America a tariff, and, we're like dodo birds, we're like skip hopping around through life like rabbits, in America, and we're not charging nobody nothing. So they can charge us all they want, but we can't charge nothing. And there's people out there, they're pretty mad because, you know, we want to keep on getting the logo in America. We want to keep on getting the logo in America. And it's not, I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I'm telling you, la situación está jodida, muchacho. You know, things are bad. So I'm explaining to you a little bit about the tariff. I hope that makes some sense to you. You know, Harley Davidson's in India. You know, they produce it over there. They charge 100% tariff to the U.S. Understand? 100%. And my friends in Canada, they're charging for butter, mantequilla, butter, 298%. Unbelievable. Well, Latino, the nerve, 298% for butter and 270% for milk. Unbelievable. I don't know. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, that's what I have for you on tariffs. Our other topic that we want to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, I talked to you a couple of months ago, 3 months ago, I told you about that company, you know, Switzerland Watches, you know, Switzerland Watches. You know, freeze. Free sandals with a Harley. Unbelievable. Thank you, Wicked, for the super chat. Thank you so much. That was the best one. Wow. Free sandals with a Harley Davidson. So, so let me get serious here. So, I told you guys a couple of months ago, you know, about Switzerland watches. I said like around 4 months ago, before the election. Huepa, correcto, huepa. Te quedó brutal, papá, te quedó brutal. I was telling you like around 4 or 5 months ago about Switzerland watches, right? And you're not gonna believe this, but Switzerland watches out of somewhere over there, I think in Europe. I don't know, in the UK somewhere. They closed down 16 ADs, you know, stores. You know, they closed them down in the UK. 16 stores, and they had to let go of I don't know, 40, 50, 60 employees, 80 employees. They had to let it go because nobody is buying watches, and the Corona era is over, and there's no more money. You know, no more government money around there laying around, no more. So they're closing. But I want to just say something to all these channels. They're telling you now that these companies are closing down because of the new president's tariffs. Come on, don't be dodo birds. The watch market is dead. You know, I don't even know how these people dare to say, well, you know, this new president has to do with these companies in the UK. They're closing down, you know, their Rolex boutiques, Rolex stores, Rolex watch stores, whatever it is, because of this new president's tariff. They're closing down because the watch market is dead. Because the watch market is dead in a backyard pool and floating face down like this. It's dead. It's dead. So don't let these, you know, Muppet Boiler Room secondary grade watch market channels tell you now that he is the problem and the cause of what's going on in the watch industry. The watch market is dead. He's been dead for the last 2 years. So don't fall for these shenanigans that new administrator in the White House is the one that has to do now with the watch dropping faster than Billy Boy's pants in Arkansas farmhouse. It was a dead horse already. The watch market was a dead horse, right? It was a dead horse. But they want to come with this sketch, you know, with this excuse that, you know, this guy has something to do with it. But it's not like that, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to let you know, so you guys don't fall for that kind of news that tariffs have to do with these stores closing down. They're closing down because There ain't no more suckers out there. There ain't no more suckers out there. The suckers are gone. You know, they were around, but they ain't around no more. They ain't no more laying down like Sally. You know, watch market is dead, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I also want to tell you something that you should know. I belong to many, many watch groups, whether they are in WhatsApp, via text, whatever it is, Telegram, this, whatever it is. And they even in social media and all that good stuff. And I want you guys to know something, ladies and gentlemen. And it's funny, and you can see it. That's bad. You see people are putting prices in their platforms and Facebook and whatever, Instagram, and they're putting a price of a watch, and you see that each other they put down, oh my god, what a beautiful looking watch, what a beautiful looking dial, unbelievable price. I mean, I don't understand how this watch is still here. I don't understand how hasn't it sold still, or stage. They put the watches up for sale and no takers. Nobody is buying watches, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody. I don't care what platform you know of, they ain't selling watches. They're just trying to hype it up amongst each other, and it ain't working. It's just they're stale. It's just there. Not moving whatsoever. And they just put comments among themselves. Unbelievable watch. Unbelievable dial. Unbelievable movement. But nobody's buying watches. So don't fall for any of those flim flam tricks, because these people are having a hard time moving watches. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart, guys. All kidding aside. So if you're looking at one of your favorite platforms out there, it's all a sketch. It's all a sketch. They're just trying to create an illusion of something that is not there. It's a lie. Nobody. I'm telling you, the prices are dropping daily. And I have a good watch market update for you guys, that you guys are gonna go, wow, the prices are really getting, they're really getting they're really dropping really, really fast. They're dropping really, really fast, ladies and gentlemen. So if I was you, keep on holding on to your dollar, because you guys are damaging a lot of these people. You're not buying no more. You're not no more a lollipop sucker. You're being smart. You're being smart. So I'm going to dive into the watch market update, because this is what you guys are waiting for, and I'm going to give it to you. So, without further, we're going to just dive right into it. Our first watch is a Rolex GMT. It's white gold, it's a 40 millimeter, and it's full set. This watch has a pave dial, it has diamonds in the bezel. It's like the family of the Zaru, It's reference number is the 116759 SANR. It's an unbelievable watch, a GMT master. This watch has everything is factory in this watch. It's unbelievable, unbelievable. It's beautiful, beautiful watch. Diamond bezel with blue sapphire. I mean, it's just beautiful. And it has a retail price of $134,000. And at one moment in that Corona era, that watch was over $250,000. $250,000. And ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about a full set watch, full set. And I'm going to have to give you the good news or the sad news, depending how you guys see it. Don't pay for that watch fully factory. Don't pay for that watch more than $74,000 and dropping, right? Be smart with your money, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to give you a watch market update. It's going to blow your hair back and blow your socks off. I'm just telling you. The next watch is a Rolex Yachtmaster, stainless steel, 44 millimeter, with a white dial and the blue ceramic bezel, This watch really never really took off, but it's there, it's there. Reference number 116680. It has a retail price of $18,700. And this watch has the blue hand, you know, it doesn't have the Mercedes band hand, it has the blue hand. And I'm gonna have to tell you the truth, ladies and gentlemen. If you're banking on that watch, I got some sad news. And if you want to buy that watch, then you're there. You're about to get it any moment. Don't pay for that watch more than $12,800 and dropping. All right? I mean, I'm telling you what it is. You do whatever you want with your money. It's your money. You do whatever you want. Here's another watch. Exactly. It's a buyer's market. You do whatever you want. But this watch that I'm going to talk to you about, it's sad because this watch is brand new. This is like a 2024 watch that I'm going to talk to you about. It's a Rolex. It's a Yachtmaster. It's white gold. It's oyster flex. And it's unbelievable. It's a 42 millimeter white gold. You know, unbelievable watch. Oyster flex. Reference number 226659. And I'm going to be honest, ladies and gentlemen. ADs are calling a lot of people now with watches that, you know, basically they became dogs, you know, just dogs, because there's no meat left in the bone, you know. There is no meat left in the bone. Unbelievable watch. White gold, Yachtmaster, you know, the black ceramic bezel, all that good stuff, you know. And the retail price of this watch is $34,000, ladies and gentlemen. $34,000. Listen to me. Listen to me and learn. Just in case your AD calls you with this watch, so you don't get burned. You can buy this watch. I'm not supposed to be telling you this. I'm not supposed to be telling you this, but I am going to tell you. You know, if you want to buy this watch, look into the gray watch market. You know, look into the gray watch market. But don't pay for that watch. Don't pay for that watch. Don't pay for that watch more than $22,000 and dropping, right? $22,000. $22,000, papi. 22,000 maracas. Esto está jodido, papá. La situación está jodida, papi. I mean, you know, you guys cannot continue being crumb bums. Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. This is a 2024 watch. Full kit. With all the bells and whistles. It's unbelievable, Papa. I mean, you know, for real, I'm being serious. Scout's honor. I'm being serious. You know what? $22,000? You can go buy, you know, you can go buy from that gentleman, you know, Deputy Boxing Black Eyes, you know. He needs some sales. He's having a hard time. I hear the Puerto Rican Charlie Brown is hanging by a thread. The Puerto Rican Charlie Brown. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, you know, if you're looking for that watch or they call you from your AD, remember, it has a retail price of $34,000 and you can buy it in the secondary gray watch market for $22,000. And you want it with all the bells and whistles. That's all. We're the number one show. We are the number one show there is. We've been chosen by who? By that company. ¿Cómo se llama la compañía aquella? Aquella de Europa. Fudenki, number one. We've been chosen by Fudenki as the number one watch market update show in the world. By Fudenki. I don't know. I'm just letting you know what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm also going to talk to you about the Rolex yellow gold date. Believable. 40 millimeter. You know, with the crayon green dial, yellow gold. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Reference number 228238. Has a retail price of $43,000. And at one moment it was over $65,000. It went all the way up. All the way up. You know, like the song, all the way up to $65,000, ladies and gentlemen. And there was a real big long line of lollipop suckers, window lickers, crayon eaters, tomato cans, crumb bums. You know? You understand me? Palmolive dish lickers, possum kickers, cow tippers. Unbelievable. You know it. The Corona era. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. And you're not going to believe this, ladies and gentlemen. You do whatever you want with your money. You do whatever you want. It's your money, and you do whatever you want with it. But we're here to tell you what we believe you should pay. You guys cannot continue being crumb bums. You cannot continue being crumb bums. As long as I'm here and Sweet Kid Kino, you're not going to be able to get taken that easy because you guys are all recovering tomato cans. Oh my God. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, don't pay for that Rolex yellow gold day 40 millimeter crayon green dial. Don't pay more. I mean, you do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. But don't pay more than $46,500 and do whatever you want. You do whatever you want, ladies and gentlemen. We're number one. We are number one. What are you guys are gonna do when we're not here no more? What will you guys do? They can't stand us, ladies and gentlemen, and we love it that they can't stand us. You understand me? They can't stand us, but we love it. We just love it. You know, we love it. We really do, because we're giving you the prices that they're there for real. Don't pay 1 penny more. You do whatever you want. It's your money. Ladies and gentlemen, there's another watch. This watch in the Corona era, went up to $20,000. It went all the way up to $20,000. We're talking about a Rolex Oyster Perpetual stainless steel 41 millimeter with that money green dial, you know? Money green dial. Unbelievable watch. Unbelievable. The 124300 41 millimeter green dial. You know? Unbelievable, this watch. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. This watch has a retail price of $6,500. And ladies and gentlemen, right now we have a Mr. Brand. Mr. Brand is an unbelievable gentleman with prices that right now I believe he became a crumb bum. Right now, he said $11,000 for that watch. And I'm going to have to give you the sad news, Brand. I'm going to have to give it to you because you gave too much money away. You gave too much of your children's tuition money away. Okay, Mikey's getting somewhere. Mr. Dona's on point. That's it. Mr. Dona's on point. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dona is on point. Don't pay for that watch and you do whatever you want. You do whatever you want with your money. It's your money and you do whatever you want. You know, you spend it as you please. The same way Sweet Kid Kino spends it with his fiancé. Yo lo dije malo, que tú te lo gastas siempre con tu novia. Kino gets mad when I talk about fiancé. He doesn't like me to talk about that. So you can do whatever you want, but don't pay. Don't pay for that Rolex Oyster Perpetual 41 millimeter reference number 124300 with a green dial, money green dial, retail price $6,500. Over $20,000 in the Corona era. Over $20,000 in the Corona era. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, don't pay more, and I mean don't pay more than $7,800. Dumping. Le voy a dar más Kino. Dumping. ¿Va, le doy o no? Le doy. Dumping. Un poquito más. Dumping more. You dumping. You don't know. You don't know about this. We've been chosen by the #1 channel. You know, we've been chosen as the #1 channel by no other than Fudinki. I'm telling you what it is, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you what it is. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. I'm telling you. Ladies and gentlemen, there's another watch that in the Corona era, this watch went all the way up to $185,000. $185,000. Una locura aquí, $185,000. You know, people People will give $185,000 to these Meshuggahs, to these hoodwinks and hucksters, like it was a joke. And then when they go buy a car, they sit down there and they're looking to finance the car with this credit union, that bank, this bank, right? To buy a $60,000 car. But meanwhile, they were sending away $185,000 by a push of a button, poof, and a wire, You understand that? Asking for, interest rate for a $60,000 car and sending $185 for a watch. And that is the Rolex Daytona Platinum, with a pamper blue dial and a chocolate bezel. Unbelievable. Went to $185,000. You gotta be a sucker, man. You gotta be a sucker. Unbelievable. We reached 8,000 subscribers. Unbelievable, but true. Unbelievable. And ladies and gentlemen, this watch, this Rolex Daytona, unbelievable. Rolex Daytona. It's an unbelievable watch. It has a retail price, ladies and gentlemen. It has a retail price that you're not going to believe this. It has a retail price of $93,000. $93,000. And it went all the way up to $185 in the Corona era. We're talking about used. We're talking about used slider condition material watches in this channel. Used. Don't get that confused. Used slider condition material watches in this channel. And ladies and gentlemen, the reference number of this watch is the 116506 with a retail price of $93,000. And I'm going to have to tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. Don't pay for that watch. And don't pay for that watch more than, you're going to be surprised. You're going to be surprised. Don't pay more than $73,000 and dummy! I'm telling you, I know what it is. I know what I'm telling you. Thank you very much, Ed, for that super chat. Thank you very much, Ed. Thank you very, very, very much. Thank you. Thank you for your support. Don't pay more than $73,000. You do whatever you want. It's your money. You do whatever you want. I'm here to tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. You do whatever you want. Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch is a Rolex stainless steel. New reference, Darth Vader, Daytona, stainless steel, black dial, black ceramic bezel. Unbelievable watch. You know it, and dropping it. Unbelievable. This watch, at one moment, this watch, this reference number, the 126500LN, was over $33,000, ladies and gentlemen. $33,000. And the gentleman that put it on the list says, I want real buyers. He doesn't want no monkey business. I'm going to give you the best price so you can take this watch. This is what the guy puts down. The new reference, unbelievable. The new reference, unbelievable. I was pretty in shock because I'm telling you, $32,000. The retail price of that watch, ladies and gentlemen, is $15,500, just in case you want to look it up. $15,500. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you do whatever you want. I mean, come on, guys. Sweet Kikino's the brains. It's unbelievable, Aquino. Gracias, Aquino, por todo, por ayudar a estos tomates. Todos se han recogido, son tomates todos, y ya no son más tecatos, Están recovering tomato cans. Don't pay for that Daytona, Darth Vader. Look! Don't pay more than $23,000 and you do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. Listen, guys, if you want to maintain these people's lifestyle, that's up to you. That's up to you. If you want to continue maintaining their red Go Fast car, their Louis Vuitton Nike sneakers, their ripped jeans, their Montclair sweaters, their Supreme hoodies, There's sushi, fish dinners. There's $17,000 steak dinner, with the guy with the white t-shirt, the paddock on, the sunglasses, and he puts a barbecue bone in your mouth when he takes it back out. That's up to you. That's up to you, ladies and gentlemen. That's up to you. Pero tú estás jodido, papi. No hay dinero. No hay dinero. Stop giving away your children's tuition money away. And if you feel the urge of giving it away, give it away to UNICEF. Give it away to animal shelters. Honestly, give it to people that are bringing something to the table. Like who? Like Sweet Kid. Oh my God. Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch is a Rolex. Oh my God. A Rolex date. 40 millimeter, rose gold, olive green dial. This watch has become, it was one of the most powerful watches out there, $95,000 in the Corona era. $95,000, papi. That's a shitload of money, man. A shitload of money. Unbelievable. $95,000. Olive green dial, reference number 228235, retail price $46,300. Over $95,000. Ladies and gentlemen, this watch is crashing and burning. I'm going to be honest. If you were one of those people that wanted a Rolex date with an olive green dial, rose gold, you can probably start looking for it now already, You can start making arrangements. But the fad of the olive green dial, it dead. It dead. You do whatever you want, but it's dead. You can continue believing the war is fat bastard. You can continue believing, Big Pun and Heavy D. The two Jehovah Witness brothers. The two toddler body brothers. The hungry hippo, Mr. Magoo. You can believe all those people. Those people are movie stars. Of course you guys are going to believe them. Or you can believe, the subway train jumper. You know who the subway train jumper is? You don't know who he is? You Google it, because I'm not going to tell you. On 47th Street, you have Sinbad in the genie with the skin-tight hair and the man bun back there, and the Van Cleef Clover flowers, bracelets, I don't know what kind of stuff that is, but they like that kind of stuff. If you guys like clovers and flowers, that's up to you. But I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, la situación está jodida. You cannot continue believing these people. Especially that gentleman, Deputy Boxing Black Eyes. He's the ringleader. Don't ever get that confused. He's the ringleader. And his sidekick, Jiminy Cricket, with the spray can chia pet hair. Unbelievable. I'm just letting you know what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. You need to know the truth and nothing but the truth, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new watch here. Another Rolex, stainless steel GMT. Your favorite Batman with an oyster bracelet, 40 millimeter. Unbelievable. Black dial with the blue and black ceramic bezel, Unbelievable. It's unbelievable that Bruce, Wayne, Batman. Unbelievable. And ladies and gentlemen, this watch has a retail price of $9,800. We're talking about a used, slighter condition material. And we're talking about a Batman with an oyster bracelet. Don't get it confused with a Jubilee. Oyster bracelet, which I like it more. It looks more, looks better. I don't know, Looks real good. But ladies and gentlemen, you do whatever you want, but this watch at one moment was over 25,000 smackaroos. 25,000 smackaroos. There's people out there like Mr. Donor right now. Before he said a good one, now he says $16,000. Who else? Let me see. I saw $16,000. Wow. Todavía quieren regalar dinero aquí, no, lo están regalando el dinero todavía. They're giving it away still. They're still giving it away. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. Alex, you're getting close. You do whatever you want, but don't pay. Don't pay for that. Don't pay for that Bruce. You know, that Batman. Don't pay more. I mean, you do whatever you want. Wow. Who's this person? Chet? Jean? Jean Mary. Wow. Don't pay for that watch. For that Batman, don't pay more than $11,200. You do whatever you want. But Mr. Jean, I don't know who Mr. Jean is. I don't know where he came from, but Mr. Jean must be a new, a new person watching this channel. But he hit it right in the head. Right in the head he hit it. Okay? I'm just letting you know. I mean, you do whatever you want. If you continue to give away your children's tuition money, you're not gonna have left for, your sushi dinner, I mean, you do whatever you want. Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch is an Audemars Piguet Royal Oak 41 millimeter. Chrono, stainless steel, white dial, reference number 26320. Unbelievable watch. Retail price is $26,800. In the Corona era, you had to pay for that watch. In the Corona era, you had to pay for that watch $48,000, $49,000, $46,000, $50,000. You heard that right? And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the watch market is so dead that it's not looking good. I'm telling you, it's not looking good. I'm just telling you, it's not looking good. And I'm going to have to tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. And don't pay for that AP Royal Oak stainless steel 41 millimeter, reference number 26320, white dial. Don't pay more, and I mean don't pay more than $28,000. And boy, do whatever you want. I'm just telling you what it is. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. It's your money, and you do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. You do what you listen to me. You guys are grown up already. You guys are adults. You know what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. You know the shit has hit the fan. Kino always says it. ¿Verdad, Kino? ¿Cómo tú dices? La mierda le dio el abanico. Kino knows too much. I have a good friend of mine here in the show, and he's learned this. He's learning. He has it down pat. Do you guys want to soar with the eagles, or you want to crawl with the rats? Understand me? You guys want to soar with the eagles, or you want to crawl with the rats? Because that's how they see you. They see you as a rat, a dirty rat. That's how they see you. Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch is an AP Royal Oak. Yellow gold. Unbelievable. I've been watching this watch for the last 4 months. And they can't find a lollipop sucker out there for nothing in the world. Unbelievable. AP Royal Oak Yellow Gold, reference number 26331. BA. Unbelievable looking watch. Limited edition to 125 pieces in the world. At one moment, there were people in their Ferrari Enzo sending in wire transfers on their phone. $750,000 for that watch. Beautiful green dial. Beautiful green dial. Unbelievable. Reference number, just in case you want to look it up. 26331 BA Chrono. Limited to 125 pieces, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to tell you this is a boutique edition. You have to be a colossal, a mammoth. You have to be special to enter that door, that secret door they have in AP. They put you back there and open the door and they give you a bottle of champagne and they show you this watch, Unbelievable. and it was over 750,000 maracas. You know what maracas are? You know, maracas. You know, you have to have big money. Yeah, Indian Creek money. You have to have Indian Creek money. Not Star Island, not Hibiscus, Gables Estates money. You know, Gables Estates, Indian Creek, Lagos Island. You know, that type of money. Stupid money. Fisher Island. You know. Understand me? Unbelievable. And ladies and gentlemen, $750,000 for that watch. And then it went down to 500, you know, half a melon. It went down to half a melon. And then it went down to $350,000. Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And then it went down to $250,000. It's an embarrassment, this watch. I can imagine the gentleman in the car, in the red Go Fast car, sending the 750. And I'm going to tell you today, you do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. But don't pay for that beautiful AP Royal Oak Yellow Gold, reference number 26331BA Chrono, limited edition to 125 pieces with a green dial. You do whatever you want, but don't pay for that beautiful 41 millimeter. All right, Randy. All right, Randy. Randy knows his stuff. Don't pay more than $156,000 and ¡Dabi! Uno más, esto sí, uno más. Uno más, aguántame. Hold me back, hold me back, hold me back. ¡Dabi! The watch market is dead. He's dead, ladies and gentlemen. You told that gentleman in 47th Street, you know, the subway train jumper. You told him that. The subway train jumper out of the 47th Street. Yeah, he's been listening. You're right. He's been listening. He's been listening. Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch is an AP Royal Oak Black Ceramic 41 millimeter 50th anniversary. 50th anniversary. You know, that, you know, in the 15th anniversary, it has in the rotor of the watch in the back, you know, in the back, it has 50th anniversary. And that watch went all the way up. All the way up. ¿Cuánto? De verdad. ¿Tú crees? Apúntamelo. Kino says that watch at one moment was over $350,000. Black ceramic. We're going to finish off to the AP. We're going to finish it off. Unbelievable. See? A black ceramic. Yeah. 41 millimeter. You know? Unbelievable. 41 millimeter. The reference number of that watch, just in case you want to look for it. 26240CE. Chrono. Retail price, $78,200. And ladies and gentlemen, you do yourself a favor. You saw the retail price, $78,200 plus your Uncle Sam's taxes. You do whatever you want, but don't pay for that watch. I mean, you do whatever you want. It's your money. It's your money. Haga lo que te saca a ti los cojones. I didn't say a bad word. If you want to know what I said, you Google it. I'm not going to tell you. Don't pay for that watch more than $94,000 and do whatever you want. Black ceramic chrono. Unbelievable. AP. Our next watch is an AP Royal Oak stainless steel 15400. Discontinue. You know, collector's grade. You know, collector's choice. Collector's dream. You know, those fantasy names they give you to put you to sleep. Okay, or discontinue. We'll call it discontinue. Thank you very much, Randy. Thank you very much. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Kino, you're not going to believe this, but Mr. Randy, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. Thank you very much from the bottom of our hearts. Wow, it's a big day. 8,000 subscribers. Wow. Thank you again. This AP Royal Oak stainless steel 1500, 400, 15400, 41 millimeter. Discontinued. Retail price is $19,700. Ladies and gentlemen, you do yourself a favor, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Don't pay for that watch, and I mean don't pay for that watch more, and I mean more than $25,000. And ¡dam! Uno más. ¡Dam, dam! ¡Dam! You do whatever you want. It's your money. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. Our next watch is an Audemars Piguet Royal Oak stainless steel, reference number 26331, with a 41 millimeter. Unbelievable looking time machine, black dial, chrono. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Retail price is $36,100. $36,100. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you the truth. You do whatever you want, but the watch market is dead. And I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth. Scout's honor. You do whatever you want. But don't pay for that watch. And I mean, don't pay for that watch more than $31,000. And done! Done! I'm letting you know what's going on. I'm just letting you know what's going on. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you the last watch market update of the night. And it's an unbelievable watch market that I'm going to give you now. I'm going to show you something about Audemars Piguet, where they're heading to. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an Audemars Piguet Royal Oak. It's a 41 millimeter. Listen and learn. AP Royal Oak, 41 millimeter. Reference number 26522 BC. Limited. Pay attention. Listen and learn. Limited. This is going to knock your socks off and blow your hair back. And I really mean this. I'm going to show you where these collectors have gone. What happened to them. All these collectors, and their Ferrari Enzos, and their Ferrari Italia. Pushing in the car. Bing, 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 bing. This is 20 pieces around the world. Limited edition. I'm just going to show you something. White gold. Ultra thin. Flying. Tourbillon. Flying tourbillon. Flying tourbillon. One more time. Kino, ¿verdad? Así. Flying tourbillon with the most spectacular dial that probably AP produces. Flying tourbillon. They call this the Japanese market version. Unbelievable. This watch has a retail price of $201,635. Okay? $1,035. This watch at one moment, ladies and gentlemen, it went all the way up. All the way up. All the way up. I mean, it went all the way up. You're not going to believe this. All the way up. This kills my heart, man. This breaks my heart. This is 20 pieces. Japanese market version. Does anybody know what amount that watch was at one moment? Anybody? $250,000. Does anybody know? A couple of more, please. Anybody? Throw whatever you want. Throw a high number. How's that? Okay, John. Okay, 700 and was that 675,000? Okay, that watch. I'm gonna be nice and just say it was at the number of $900,000. 20 pieces, all trucked in. Look at that, 1.2 million. 1.2 million. Háblale, José. Explícale, José. Coño, hostia, Dios mío. I'm telling you, this was sickening. Too many melons. Too many melons. Too many melons. Too many melons. And ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about, this is unbelievable. This is a full set. La situación está jodida. The situation is bad out there, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to tell you, for all those, 20 people, they gave up a whole melon, not a half a melon, a whole melon for that watch. I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if you want that watch, don't pay more. And I mean, don't pay more. Sickening. Don't pay more than $188,000 in dumping. Dumping. The watch market is dead. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are very, very happy today because we reached the milestone of 8,000 organic watch channel subscribers in this channel. And we want to thank all you recovering tomato cans. Unbelievable. We love you very much. Me and Sweet Kid Kino love all of you for helping this channel continue growing up. We try our best to bring you the best. We try hard, so you guys won't get fleeced and you guys won't get flim-flam by these hoodwinks and hucksters. You know that? We really appreciate you guys, and we are really, really excited that we have reached the number of 8,000 organic watch channel subscribers. People still don't believe that, but we're still here. And I want to thank all of you for supporting the channel from the bottom of my heart. Just being here, watching this live, we call it a live podcast, we're happy. That means a lot to us, and it makes me happy. And I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. All kidding aside, I am going to step out of character a little bit, or just a little bit. And I'm so excited really to have reached that milestone of 8,000 organic watch channel subscribers. And again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for supporting us, for just being here with us. It means a lot to us. And to me, it makes me happy. It really does, because, well, at least people appreciate what I'm doing, the wishy-washy stuff that I do. I make it funny for you guys, so you guys relax, We're not going to give you no sketch here. We're going to give you the truth. Also, guys, we have a private group. It's under my name, Juan Felipe Nieves. It's on Facebook. You go to About, and you'll find there Opusntime Watches. And maybe Sweet Kid Kino Samantha will let you in. All right, guys? From the bottom of my heart, again, thank you so much. Thank you very, very, very much for supporting the channel. And we reached the milestone of 8,000 organic watch channel subscribers. Ladies and gentlemen, like me and Sweet Kid Kino say every week, take care and brush your hair. Thank you, guys. Peace. Thank you all.